2
right, boys.
weekends from now should be my weekend off. So
Hey.
we'll see.
Let's go, Cliff.
Bring
Let's go.
Riptide.
BDE Unite.
Bring
Hey,
Riptide.
maybe
I'm
we'll
bringing
have our,
Datadol,
let's
motherfucker.
bring
It's a
all of our
CC.
Datadol.
It's
Let-
a CC.
It is CC. It's CC in a draft.
Aww.
Let's all bring our big decks together for some energy.
Maybe we'll have our BDE shirts by then.
Yeah, but
hopefully.
I'll get Max out and we can just start cranking it out over it. All 4 of us. It'll be a good time.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus. Good go.
Welcome to episode 12 of Big Deck Energy. I'm here, Benjamin Clifford, as one of your hosts. I'm also here with Datakin Skywalker 1, Datakin Skywalker 2, and Bailey.
He's
So
promoted
before
you
we really
to
divulge
master.
into
I'll take that.
before we divulge any of the topics or anything, I just want to start out with my week in Fab. It's not as exciting as you guys attending the PTQ today, but I think I've stumbled upon something sneaky.
Okay, let's hear
I
it.
really do.
Let me guess. It has something to do with
So-
Riptide.
No. This has something to do with the oldest. What would even be the term? Waifu in Fab for me, I
Oh
guess.
God. So it's Datadol. We're talking about
Ben,
Datadol.
I'm talking data.
Be honest with
yes,
us. Do you
sir.
have a Datadol body pillow?
No comment. Anyways, going into the actual deck construction, because we got the new additions of all these free boost cards, I was like, I wonder if I can just like comprise the deck solely around having the 0 boost cost cards or the cards that when they boost an item, it buffs its power by 1.
Mhm.
Because then I can buff like Boom Grenade, bring that in, and then if that attack hits, pop the Boom Grenade on it, and it also got the +1 from banishing it. You can do the same thing with Penetration, and what's even more fun is when those come in, because of Datadol's ability, and if they have Crank, you can take a Steam counter so that you can activate her specializations again to manipulate more of your top deck. It's low-key nasty.
It actually seems kind of cool, yeah, with some of those upgrades. I think it's hilarious that we're over here like playing in PQs and Cliff's just breaking Datadol at home.
Datadol!
Hey, he took what James White said to heart. Hey, Datadol is going to be playable now, he said. So,
Dude,
I don't trust the
with
3 in my
Datadol,
hero.
a hero that operates off of 3 cards in her hand, dude, that intellect. I had a turn when I was just ghost playing that did 27 damage.
Holy shit. With no arsenal?
There was an arsenal,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah,
But I had to pitch a
that's
card
crazy.
in hand.
I think it's so funny too when you look at Datadol. It's supposed to be like the flavor of the hero is like she's this, computer of knowledge in like intellect, but then she has 3 intellects. She's like one of the
Intellect.
dumbest heroes in the game according to her
Hey,
intellect.
hey, she's got all the processing power in the world. She just don't have shit for RAM.
Oh, that's what it is.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
can't fit the gigabytes.
No.
Wonder what she can fit.
Well, did you get into anything else, Cliff? Did you? This is
I
off the
did
rails
order
episode
some,
here.
We're
did
like,
order
what, 5
some
minutes in?
altars for Max and Banksy, that Etsy shop where me and Wes got the Snappies and Fi, and the Icelander Bailey has. They have a Max and a Banksy, and they came yesterday, and wow, they are gorgeous. It's a little bit unreal.
Yeah, you guys like those altars, huh? I was looking at some of Wes's. He had like what is it, a 5?
Fi,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
he's got the
spiffy.
Fi and the Snappies.
They're pretty.
We're big
cheap,
fans
like
of those.
$15.
Did he come down just to see family, or would what was he in town for? It was cool
Yeah,
to
I think so.
meet him and stuff for the first time.
I think
'Cause
so.
Cliff's always shouting out Wes and stuff, and then here he is in our shop from 4 hours away. I was like, "What's up, dude? How's it going? Heard a lot about you."
Yeah, he was down visiting some family and
Okay.
stuff, and he really wanted to play at Legends
Oh, that's awesome.
and just
Well,
have
we've
a
been
go
talking
there.
it up with
He,
him for how
he
long?
said you absolutely gave it to him, though.
Yeah,
He said
I
Lexi just put him down.
Yeah. It was like a turn 0, 20 plus damage. Like I think I double loaded. It was like a red Bolton, and then a
Yeah,
one
he
cost
said you
red.
double loaded and passed.
And then yep, and then I took his entire turn, which he actually ended up having a pretty like mediocre hand. It was an average 5 hand, so I was like happy, you know. And then
he
I
said
just
it was the
proceeded
perfect
to,
blocking hand.
Yeah, him and I had a little discussion afterwards where I was like, you know, I tried to tell him just don't ever attack on turn 1.
Yeah.
If you ever go first, like unless you can, there's a way to leak damage. Just usually just don't even do it. But yeah, I ended up kind of putting it to him with Lexi and Blitz there. It was kind of dirty. Did you play in any armories though?
No, like I said, I had some family up here staying with me this weekend, so we were just out and about doing stuff.
Cool.
Did end up, this is a little bit off topic, but ended up watching a crap ton of the BKFC. You guys know what that is?
Bare knuckle fighting, Cliff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that shit is brutal. I'm actually a huge UFC fan, and when I watch that
that's
stuff,
that's
it's
now
rough.
my new hobby.
It's
the
rough.
BKFC.
I'm
Have you
probably-
seen the interview of the chick who's got her like lip hanging off and her freaking eyes swollen like a baseball, and she's
Yeah.
like, "It was a really good fight. I had so much fun," and she's like sitting there talking like all like positive after the fight, and her head's like a
Just
size
swollen, yeah.
of a melon.
Those people are built
Dude.
so different. It's crazy. My
Yeah.
favorite guy right now is nicknamed CWB, Crazy White Boy.
She said, "Take me on the path of Muhammad Ali for sure." Like that is not good.
Oh yeah, that was my weekend. I'll pass it to you guys for your PTQs and armories.
Well, hold on. We can kind of stay on this topic. There were some good fights this weekend. Did you watch the UFC fights at all, or
No.
Saturday
No.
had
I
a pretty
didn't
crazy
watch
card.
any of the UFC fights. I ended up just going back and watching a bunch of the like older bare knuckle boxing stuff from
Nice.
this year.
The bare
But
knuckle.
I'm
No, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
think I'm keeping up with it. I'm gonna start following it. I think because it really intrigued me.
yeah.
I was like, man, this is the shit.
Yeah, some of that shit's brutal. UFC was like super entertaining though this weekend. Volkanovski got head kicked, stepped in 12 days notice. I don't know. I thought he was gonna win. We will definitely move on though. Josh is like, "What the fuck are you guys
Yeah.
talking about?" Bailey.
No, I know what you're talking about.
I know. We are not a UFC podcast. Did
how
you play any Fab this weekend?
I played in our armory on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the like bright lights draft beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, we were
I think
practicing
we only
for
played
today.
like one game.
One
in it.
game.
Yeah, we didn't have
Yeah.
time, but
This was the armory before the armory.
yeah, there was 2 pro quests. We actually missed. So I know we said last weekend we were gonna go to the CC and draft, or we were gonna try to go to both. We ended up missing. I think most of us missed the CC one. A few of our locals went. I know Nathan and Danny went to that one.
Yep.
We ended up still playing in our armory though. Blitz armory, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no. So I was on Teklo for the one game of the draft. I still think he's like sneaky good in the draft format. Like
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are still on max. Like
Yeah.
It didn't seem like that today.
No.
no.
No. When you go to like those competitive kind of scenes, like a lot of people are kind of, tuned to the fact that he's good. So like,
Yeah.
He's just the ultimate fatigue deck in that format.
you
for
can
sure.
really play the like the value game with him. I think the best of all the heroes, where you're
Yeah.
just blocking for 6, attacking for 6 or 7, and then
Yeah.
you have the the plus of the playing armor and having more life than your opponent. It's pretty easy to fatigue them.
Yeah.
The mirror match Teklos are not fun though. It's just kind of feels like
Feels like
welcome
a
to Wraith.
Guardian mirror.
Feels like welcome to Wraith draft or something.
Dude, I had so many of those today.
Yeah.
So many Teklo. Just, I
Yeah.
hated it.
And then
The
for
mirror's so long.
the blitz portion of it, I was on Vincent again. Still on her for blitz. She's pretty good there. I think I've got the deck tuned mostly to how I want it. And it's just mostly because she's just so efficient.
True.
Like it's so easy to play 2 cards plus an arsenal with her. Like she's good.
Yeah, you and I had a game. It was there was a few turns where you were like doing that annoying, what was it, like 6 damage with your little 3 or 4 arcane attached to it always,
Yeah.
It's almost like you're always taking that arcane,
Yeah.
So it's like it's this weird. It really does feel like I love the art of that card when you think of like this like guardian type of arcane damage hero. Like she really like the art really feels like, and like her playstyle really feels like that too, where you're able
Yeah.
to like block, just attack once, and then you're still getting through with like it's
Yeah,
kind of
with,
these
like-
grindy mid range turns, with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wasn't playing Lexi, I feel like you probably would have beat me, but I had a couple crazy Rain Razor turns against you. If I don't
Yeah.
recall.
Like turn 1.
I think I double loaded against you too on turn 0. I let you go first, and then I loaded 2 red arrows and off to the races. In
Yeah.
Blitz, it's almost worse.
Have you
playing Alexi?
have you still been trying to get Vincent and Cece at all? Or
Yeah,
no?
I still need a couple of her majestics, the like widespread cards, just to fully like flesh that out. But I think she's still good in CC. Like, I don't know. I think Blitz, in my opinion, I could be way off here, but I think Blitz is definitely her place to shine.
Yep.
But she can still be good in CC. And
We'll
just
see.
Her,
We'll see with this new format too.
her
Once we get the
playstyle in
rotation.
general just kind of appeals to me.
Yeah,
Like it feels very Guardian-esque.
yeah, it does. And I love the way that it's just another like they really nailed it on the head with design. Like Flesh and Blood really does that well with their heroes, where they build the theme of the hero into the actual play style. And
Yeah.
like with Rangers, for example, you really
Yeah.
do feel like you're knocking your arrows and
You know,
shooting them from your
reloading
arsenal.
and like
all that.
going through all the
Really does,
motions.
and that was actually what drew me to Ranger at first. I
oh,
was like, "Oh, this is
absolutely.
incredible!"
Like just
you-
mechanically.
Just loading, shooting, loading,
it
shooting.
I'm gonna
feels
opt.
so
I'm gonna
cool.
put this on the bottom. This gets dominated. This
Yeah.
all of it.
Well,
It was
that's
all the moving
what
parts.
I love about
all the mo-
Azalea
yep.
is all of the like top deck play that you can do, and like all of these other like just really cool little like interactions.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this is fun.
Speaking of Azalea, all this talk with me playing Azalea for this season, I was talking to some of our locals that played yesterday, it was yesterday.
Yep.
So in the CCPQ, and I don't think one Azalea showed up. Like almost half the field were Lexis. There was only 2 Dromais, one being I think Danny.
Do it.
So, dude, well, I missed my chance. I didn't go to that one.
There's more this season, isn't there?
Yeah. There's one more CC. I'm just saying, like, I had planned on actually playing in the CC one and not doing the draft, but then it seemed like most of our locals were going to the draft, and I just like it would have been a better time for me if me and most of the guys are going. So
Yep.
I
Yeah.
decided to pick Sunday.
Yeah. No,
But yeah, that might have been my draft or my tournament to win, or Azalea's tournament to win, because according to some of the
Preying
guys, there's
on
a
the
ton of
Lexis.
ton of Lexis. And then like the thing is, well, I guess shout out to Jesse. Bravo did win it. Bravo's not a good matchup for Azalea either.
No.
I have some spicy tech in the sideboard for Bravo, but oh yeah, there's some stuff in there.
Ready to go on the draw.
So
So are you gonna go to next week then?
next weekend is we actually have. It sucks that the stores didn't coordinate it, but next weekend there's a break in our season where there's no actual PQ.
Oh, really?
It's the following weekend that there's the Saturday Sunday doubleheader again.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we'll try to go to both of those.
Oh, and
I'd like
CC's
to-
on Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. There's a CC and another draft. So I will try to make both of those. Definitely going to be playing Azalea. If I play
Oh,
in
the CC
one.
one's at Source.
Mhm.
I like that shop.
It's a
good
great
shop.
place.
Yes.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
an
you can
awesome
get
shop.
lost in that store if you just like
Oh.
in between rounds. You just like look at the comics or look at the minis.
Oh yeah.
Pretty
I've
sure
wandered
that's
just
where I
aisles
got
and aisles of shit.
my set of Frosthaven. They were like one of the only places that had it, like in Minnesota. I mean, just happened to be there for.
It's a great
a
game store.
PTQ.
Yeah.
And it was a good
The
price
place
too.
is cool.
Yeah,
You got like the whole first starter edition, everything with it too, didn't you?
yeah. It was like the Kickstarter edition or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good shop.
it is. Well, Ty, you and I hit a PQ.
Mm-hmm.
We hit the draft.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go for you?
It was good. I mean, I had fun. I think I left a game or two on the table, to be honest. There was a lot of times I would run into just so first pod my pod was straight cracked. First of all,
Yeah,
all the best
that's
players
true.
in our shop were fucking in my pod. So
That's true.
I was just grinding teeth trying to get a win. I went 1-2 in the first one. Lost. I played Max. I think we all drafted our seat pretty correctly. I think there were 3 Max, there were 3 Dash, and 4 Tackle. That was a 10-man pod. We had some heavy hitters like Dagan White, Andrew Rothermel, Nick Gabler's a really good player, one of our locals. Like it
Yep.
was.
I feel like I've heard of him on like some of the Pro Tour stuff, or maybe I've just
Nick
heard
has
us talking
placed
about
high
him.
in some. I know he actually just like bubbled out of Battle Harden. I think last or
Out
Mil-
of
Milwaukee.
Dallas?
No,
Milwaukee,
the
okay.
Milwaukee
Yep.
one. Yeah. But Nick has always been like top 8ing our Pro Quest, and he's won a Pro Quest in our area, I think, last season and stuff. But yeah, that pod was just cracked, dude. There's just
Yeah.
like a ton of good players. I just kind of felt like an imposter syndrome a
Fir-
little bit. I was
first
just like,
pod,
what am I
too.
doing?
Yeah,
what am I
first
doing
pod,
here?
just-
But I dropped a game to a Teklo, one of our other locals, Elijah, good, great dude. He was on Teklo, I was on Max, and he just, I mean, I think I played the game well, and might have missed a few value turns, but for the most part, that matchup, like against a good Teklo player, like it's just tough. I had some pumps and stuff, and there was a turn where we were trading 2 cards. 2-card block, 2-card offense, that typical end game state where we're both at low life. And then
Yep.
with my 2 cards, my blocks were like, I had to block with them because of the 3s, and then I had like a recharge pump, yellow, and then like a blue item.
2 blocks.
So well,
No
I just
block.
can't. It's just an I just arsenal the
Yep.
pump and pass, and then he
Yep.
just wins with a 4-card hand after that. It was just your typical kind of.
Were you still not drafting like a whole lot of items, or
No,
did you draft?
no.
And I know you haven't been like huge on that.
I drafted 1 red boom grenade,
Okay.
I think, all day.
Yeah, that was the one we did at the shop. I like
And I mean,
very
no,
intentionally like stayed away from the
Yeah.
items because I knew I was going into
And,
Teklo, and then I think I only picked up 1 or 2 like 2 blocks, but my whole like game plan going into that was just draft 3 blocks, like
Yeah.
especially like the efficient scrap cards.
Seemed like a lot of the late picks too that people will pass you are items, so you're kind of inevitably like your list has items because like your last pick is a lot of times just a shitty blue or yellow item.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like an item that I actually picked, like the only one was boom grenade, and yeah, I think that was just the first pot. I actually drafted it in Max.
That's not a bad pick for Max, though.
No,
Yeah, it's still just
it was actually
really
middle
good
of
at,
this, is like pack 2, and it was like in the middle of the pack, and I was like, wow, I'll just take this. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
this is still here.
So
especially in like limited, it's just really good at like threatening the board.
Yeah, it makes it so all the breakpoints have to be covered up. And
Yeah.
in this format, when you're not running, that's one thing I actually wanted to talk about, where I didn't draft a piece of fucking armor either. And there
Oh,
were
really?
times, no, not a single piece of armor that blocked.
yeah,
I drafted the chest that gives you resources if you boost. The Cogworks.
yep, that's a good one.
But that also doesn't block. But yeah, just like I don't know. I feel like I might have misevaluated the armor. The armor could have been good. There was a few times I could have taken some Teklo armor over like maybe like I think one time there was like a blue recharge in the Teklo armor, and I probably had enough pumps, and the blue recharge doesn't even block for 3. So
Yep.
like maybe I just take the headpiece there, and like
Yeah.
there were just probably some mistakes made in the actual drafting process because I mean we've only drafted 2 or 3 times. to
Yeah.
be fair.
Yeah.
But played against a lot of good players, too. I think I played well. I think I could have done better in the draft process, though. My decks they both didn't feel very, I don't know. I drafted my seat in the first pod. The second pod, when you were passing me cards, I don't know. You were on Teklo and I was on Teklo,
Yeah.
so there was something wrong. Like I
Yeah.
could have probably, like I kept saying it to myself, I should be maxed here probably. Just all these good red jump starts, and I ended up even taking them as Teklo because I'm like,
Yep.
this is the best red card in the
Yeah.
pack. So like, I'll still take the jump start and have to pay 2 for it every time.
It's still that value game, even if you're able to push it towards the end game, like even pitch stacking it towards end game,
Yeah.
and still being able to do a boost if you
And you
still
are
have
actually
more
hitting
value
your
with
second
deck.
cycle with Teklo.
Yeah, you can push a lot of damage, but I don't know. I mean, I felt like I got no Evo upgrade cards. The
Yeah.
only one, again, Liquid Cooled Mayhem. I hit that one a
Yeah, I
few
got
times.
2 red heavy artilleries.
I didn't. I think I got one
I got
yellow.
the Majestic Pulse Wave Protocol.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Like my Teklo deck, the second pod was like was it seemed like I had some bombs, but then like the actual core of the deck was like a max deck is what it
Yeah.
felt like. It was kind of weird. Like I
Yeah.
had a bunch of weird red jump starts and like one four attack boost cards. Like I don't know.
See, the
not the
one-
good ones like Underloop.
The one thing with Teklo, if you get your Evos out soon enough and you're able to do that value game with the Teklo leveler with 3 for 1.
That's how I actually lost one of my
Go
games.
down.
Guy got 3 of them
Insane.
out there. The guy that I think maybe you did not play him. I forget his name.
Andrew.
No, actually, his name might have been Andrew. Yeah, he had the Teklo pretty much online against me.
Underloop.
Yeah, Underloop guy. He drafted all the Underloops at our table. You know,
Yep.
that was him. Yeah, I went 3-3 on the day though. Like I said, I probably get one more win there, and I can top 8. I had a chance to win out with 2 games left to 4-2, but even then I lost round 1. So your chances of making top 8 when you lose round 1 are not good.
Yep. Especially if you lose the first 2.
But how'd you do? I drafted Max and Teklo for both pods, by the way.
So for me, I went 3-3, just like you.
Yeah.
First pot, I went 1-2. My first 2 games I lost. They were very, very close, like ridiculously close.
Yeah, dude. Not to cut you off, but every single game in this format seemed close.
They were
It
both.
doesn't seem like you're dumbstring people.
They were both Teklo mirrors too. My
That-
first 2
yeah,
games.
Those games always are going to be close, but it just seems like even the Teklo Max games are still close. Like
They are.
games are just really come down to the wire in this format.
It's whether or not you know how to block right and play efficiently.
Yeah, I think it's finding the right blocks and stuff.
playing the value game. And when you have, that's the one thing about Dash too that I've noticed. Like if you have the boom grenade out, they are over blocking almost every single attack. So you're doing 1 for 2 on their hands. The value on that is insane.
Yeah,
You're making them just burn their deck.
Yeah, break points at the end of the game too. Like when you don't have the armor, like I was saying, I was like blocking 2 3s on a 4
Yep.
and stuff, and it's no good.
Yeah. So yeah, I went 1-2 in my first pod on Teklo. Had a decent deck. Had 3 Evo Sentry bases. So I had the head, the arms, and legs, which was huge. But one other one, so I was
Those
able
are
to get
the battle worn ones.
yeah,
right?
the red battle worn. Was able to value those pretty well with blocking and using Teklo's ability. I was able to get them out. I think like turn 3, all 4 of them. So I just had Teklo leveler ready to go.
Nice.
But the value game just wasn't there. He outplayed me at like literally the last 10 seconds of the round. And then second pod with you went Teklo again, and pack 1 pick 1 was a Evo Steel Soul processor, and I was just kind of forced. I was like, I'm not gonna pass that
Yeah,
at
No,
all.
yeah.
You can't pass that.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I probably snap picked that too.
So went Teklo again, and then went 2-0. Last game played Andrew again, who I lost round 2 in the first pod. Had a rematch and lost to him again. So
Just got your number.
literally down to the last like 4 cards, barely had it, and just oof. It was tough, but I had fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think we should shout out Sean. He was actually playing for contention at the end.
Playing pretty well too.
Well,
He-
No 23 cracked bobbles, Sean?
No, he does not have 23 cracked bobbles in his deck. But he was playing for top 8 up until the 6th round.
Yep.
2-1 his first pod. And
Damn,
then,
good shit, Sean.
I know, man.
Do you know who he was on? Was he on
I
Teklo?
think
Max
I think it was
first,
on Max.
and then
And then it was
Max
Max
second again,
Yeah, I think it was
yeah.
Max both times. And his last game,
Interesting,
his
'cause
winning in game was actually, I watched the end of it. He had 2 cards in deck, drew up, so he had 2 cards in hand. His opponent had 2 cards in hand left. I'm like, oh shit, his opponent doesn't have a deck. I'm like, oh my god, Sean's about, I'm like, what? Look at life, and then I look at his opponent's Symbiosis shot. It's got 2 counters on it,
Oh,
so he attacks. And Sean's at 1. Sean blocks with 1 card from hand, and then like his last card is a non-attack. It's I forget exactly what it was, but it didn't do anything.
yep.
So Sean just like gives him the GGs, and his opponent kind of looks and didn't really like. believe it at first, and Sean just like showed him the card. He's like, no, you got me, man. I don't know. He just like, he took it such like a champ, but I was like just behind him like, no. Like, you're just like taking it like poorly, way worse than he did. Just like, cause I would love for one of our guys to feel that top eight, like, and he's come such a far away in the game where, I mean, he started pretty much at the time I did. I would bring decks, and he's always been my guinea pig with new card games before, or when I used to play Magic. I mean, him and I used to play at FNMs, and I was like, hey, you should check this game out with me. Every week I'd bring Fab, and he'd be right there playing with me, so.
Sometimes he shoots himself down. I'm like, Sean, shut up. I'm like, dude, you're a good player.
Just too,
I was like,
I think he doesn't actually give a fuck.
No, he doesn't.
like
he's there
enough
to have
be,
fun.
But like
exactly.
in the
he's
good
there,
way.
he's just
like,
there
just
because
wants
like
to, fuck shit up.
He's there because like he just loves the fucking hang, like he doesn't really like the cards are kind of secondary.
It's kind of like that
But it's so-
Johnny attitude
Yes,
where he just
it
like
is.
shows up. And
It is very much Johnny Clicks.
That's what I love about you, Shawnee boy. Good job today. Hey, shout out to you. Good job.
Yeah,
Way
dude.
to play through.
Yeah, you showed Legends, or you
Love you, buddy. Go fall in a well.
Call back to Cliff.
Oh, that was awesome. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
he's still
bullying Sean
salty
so
about
much
that,
today.
Cliff. He was talking about it like half a Saturday.
Good.
You
So I don't know. Sounds like we might have a little rivalry going on there.
Yeah, we got a little bit.
you might have to
beef.
come down to our skirmish, Cliff, and you guys can duke it out through cardboard.
Oh, hey, are we bare knuckling, Tom? Is that or Tom? Sean, is that what's going on?
You guys can do a little BKFC.
Hey,
Oh
Cliff,
my
that
God.
is
Hell
that is when the Teclo cores are the cold foils for the skirmish prizing. So you better be down.
Wait, are you
Are
serious?
they cold foil Teclo cores?
Here. Yeah.
No, both of you shut the
For
fuck
skirmish,
up.
and
What's
it's the
date of
Iron
this?
Song versus playmat for skirmish.
Whoa! No! I don't care about the plan.
Were you guys there
Gross.
for
I love how
game
Cliff
4
is just freaking out.
on Saturday? Were you guys still at the shop for game 4
No,
on
I
Saturday?
left earlier.
Were you?
I was playing in game 4.
So we had one of our resident mech players. I think he was on Max this time. He played out like a Teclo core on turn 1 or 2. And I like kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, "Huh, that seems really good in Max."
And then
And then I was thinking about it, and then at like the same time, I had the realization his opponent was like, "Wait, why do you have Teclo core in Max?"
it's a dash specialization. Oh, that's funny. Well, I actually wanted to ask Carter how that was resolved because I think from
they
what I
ended up
heard,
just saying that it was like a blue hyperdriver.
What?
no,
I don't agree with that.
I feel like you probably
Nah,
just
that
like
card is out, and you get
you
someone
probably
that's
just
not part of the game
you
to scrap
concede,
the others.
you fucking throw your hand across the table, you say good game, and mistakes were made, dude. You're back to the drawing board.
And you go
Like, that's
outside
what
and you're
you do.
like, "Fuck."
Yeah, yeah, that's what you do. But no, that was, I do remember that. Bailey.
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy.
So at the PQ tie, how many different decks did you see? Like, how many maxes did you see in the day?
I feel like it was mainly Teclos. It was a lot of Teclo. Each pod that I drafted, there was, I want to say, well, in our second pod, was it 2 maxes only?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, yeah, 2 maxes in that one, and 3 in the 10 pod, in the 10 man. So
Yeah.
How many
that was a little
dashes?
bit
Yeah.
also 3
A
in the
few
10
dashes.
man.
Yeah, I had 2 in my first pod.
Honestly,
Okay.
it seemed like people were trying to spike that deck. To me, the dash deck, like people like that really had a fine plan, or like people that kind of like it. They were looking for specific red items, and like they were really trying to kind of like break that deck. It seemed like.
I mean, like
I played
the
I played
red
against
Hadron Collider and the boom grenades are so good in that.
Yeah. I played against a dash player in the first pod as Max, and I mean, I think I 16'd him with a red boom grenade in play, and he had like three items in hand. It's just like, what do you do? You know, I mean, that can happen to you. That was probably the only game. Well, like I said, most games felt close. That was the only game of the day that didn't feel close. But like, I mean, again, it's not anything on the player I play. That's just his hand, his deck not lining up.
Yep.
But yeah, I do think still like Dash is probably like the strongest hero if you can get the right
Right
red
items
items and
and-
stuff. Yeah, you can do some insane stuff with that deck.
I feel,
The backup protocols are really, really strong.
see, I feel like you still have to play the
Yep,
value game in that deck as well.
No, yeah, it's still like it's not just like a ton of items and that's it. Like, you are playing like your 3 blocks and your
Yeah.
normal boosts and like.
Holy shit! I just thought of something.
The light
So
went ding or
once
what?
again, circling back to a bunch of conversations we've had about Spark of Genius, right? Normally that's played at the end of a turn.
Yeah.
What happens when you grab an item with Crank with it?
Yeah.
Well, you get your
You get your action point back.
Yeah.
And then you draw a card.
True.
That's insane. That's insane.
Ty's headbutting the mic right now, just like no.
That's so good.
Really
Oh,
good,
wow.
actually.
Oh, interesting thing.
Tutor up an
God damn
item and then it
dude.
replaces itself, and you get to keep going. Wow.
Yeah, I had a Dash player bank up.
And
like,
if you
a
play
ton
that
of
on a
actions
high
on me
octane
today.
turn too, oh dude.
The new like dash weapon, that symbiosis shot, seems not bad. Like, especially if you can consistently get more than like 1 action point in a turn.
I mean, it's cool that it's free.
I'm
2 damages.
I'm heartbroken that it's a
It's
specialization
Kind
for
of like
her.
a Kadachi
Yeah.
thing. Like,
So
especially like late game
I'd
when you
love
start
that
just swinging
thing.
it for 2 or 3 times in a turn, it'll threaten.
The question is if like you can bank it up and then like on a high octane turn, all those extra action points you fucking never use. Doesn't
See-
that happen a lot in mech where you're like your high octane turns, you do all this shit and then you have all these action points, you can never use them all.
see
Could
here's
be
what,
good in those turns.
here's what I
You
found
just
out.
2, 2, 2, 2.
When you high octane and if you have the grinding gears item, it's a crank, majestic, blue, and it's a 0 cost. You may do it as many times as you want. Destroy the top card of a player's deck. And limited. If you gain 3 action points, that's
Holy
3
shit.
cards off the top of the deck.
Good luck though, dude. That seems like so hard to do. in
I
limited.
watched a guy in my pod gain 3 action points, and if he had it in
No
hand,
way, dude.
but
I thought you were gonna say
it got passed all the way to me
Oh,
at the
man.
last 2 cards. But
dude.
still, 3
That's
cards of
crazy.
value off of 1. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, fuck, crazy.
It's not bad though. I mean, I've had him shoot symbiosis shot 3 times in a turn, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
I think it's a good weapon. I think it's almost better than Tekla pistol.
So, what did we learn coming out of it? What do you think? Biggest thing you learned? I'd say biggest thing for me is probably Teklo is the best in draft.
Yeah, and limited for sure.
And that's kind of like the
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
If you're about to say
You got some-
dash, Ben, no.
I think we know he's
No,
gonna
no,
say
no.
Dash.
In draft, it's 100% max, dude.
I think Teklo actually dumpsters max. A good Teklo
Hey,
deck.
hey,
a good
hey.
Teklo deck is like
How about you win a draft of Bright Lights and talk to me, huh?
you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You've done that. You do have that notch in your belt, and I do not.
That
Did
is
you
true.
draft Max and did you beat Teklos?
He did.
Fuck.
In the
Oh,
final.
yeah.
In the final, he beat a Tekla. With 33 cards,
I'd like to-
remember?
God damn
Yeah,
it.
I had like 33 or 34 cards. That was a nail biter of a game, though. I thought he got me.
I don't know. I think Teklo's pretty strong. And if you do get one of the blue Majestic Evos and you're able to utilize it, like I was able to utilize mine
The
twice.
Steel Souls.
Yeah, where you just get to set it up and
I
just
think just even just like
play on top of it. You get 3
Yeah.
resource and you can still throw 7 attack after the fact.
yeah. Like if you get the effect, that's great. I think just like the block on those cards is fucking
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
in Blitz, you can block 5 and then an extra 1
Well,
if you
yeah,
want to destroy
3
it.
battle worn. No, it's not
Well,
temper.
Three
is
temper.
it?
3
blocks
temper.
3, 2, and then 1. So yeah,
It is
tot-
temper.
it
I
is
thought they were
temper.
battle worn.
No.
Okay.
No, the red one. Red
The
ones
red
are-
ones are battle worn.
Yep.
But no, the Evo game with like just Teklo playing the value where you attack with his 6 attack or a 7 attack every turn.
Mhm.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
it's good.
Yep. One more question, and we'll kind of move on from our pro quest. What do you think is the biggest difference between like a competitive level event and a casual level event? I know I'm kind of just dropping you on this. This is not in our show notes that exist. They don't exist.
Well, you know, our shop's not. I'm not saying our shop's bad or good or fantastic, but I mean we played okay for going to a competitive event, and it's a lot more tense. I don't know. I mean, if you just keep your cool and keep your relaxation and just play like you normally do, I'm guessing you'll play fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's more tense. It's more like, I mean, there's more at stake.
Yeah.
People will laugh less.
Yeah.
It's fun, like, towards the end of the tournament, though, like, when you're, you know, you and your opponent are not making the top 8. And, like, the table chatter at our last pod was, like, insane.
Fantastic, yeah.
Well,
it was
like,
fun.
you're actually, it's like we broke the rules a ton. Like, we're not supposed to be sitting there talking. Like,
No.
You do that at the top tables, they're just going to be pissed. Like, those players are probably going to call a judge, or the judge will tell you to, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you got to sit there and just stare. Can't say a word.
No, but, like, yeah, it's cool. I'm
Oh,
glad
even the
that
draft we did at our shop. It was just-
yeah, well, that's we would never be quiet.
There's a difference like that between casual and competitive. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, granted, I guess if all of us were in a pod at a competitive event, it would probably be about the same.
I couldn't imagine.
I'm not going to
dude.
tell someone at a competitive event to suck eggs.
That's valid.
Yeah, no, but I think like my answer to that question is probably just similar to yours, where just like the overall vibe is it's just more tense, more stressful. You
Yeah.
know, there's more on the line.
Yeah.
You'll have you know, judge calls and stuff. Whereas if you're not used to that kind of thing, you know,
It can get you if you're not like
Yeah.
used to it.
yeah.
I don't
Luckily, our shout out to our judge Peter. He's a good dude, and it's good to
Yes.
see Bates. I don't know if Bates really is like playing Fab anymore, but Chris Bates used to be our judge, and he would judge everything
All the
for
time. Yeah,
you know, a few
everything.
years, and he kind of stepped back from the game. It seems like, and Peter's been judging our stuff
He
recently.
did great today. He was fantastic.
Yeah, we
I want to
actually.
see Danny getting out there and judging some shit, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I think he's playing in most of them.
Yep.
Trying
Yeah.
to at least.
Peter let us open his judge pack
Yes, he did.
on camera today, so
camera.
that was pretty cool. We got a little content piece.
Yeah,
did.
where is the video?
I know,
It's on my
Josh.
phone.
Where is it? I know
It's
he
on
couldn't
my
find it
phone.
earlier. I'm hoping he still has it.
No, I haven't.
Okay. I thought you were trying to find it earlier and you
I
couldn't. Okay.
We'll drop
he
it.
ripped
we'll drop
he ripped a cold foil adjudicator.
offhand.
The hero?
it. Offhand.
No,
The
it's like
offhand,
it's
the
the
scroll.
one that gives
The
you
scroll.
intellect, right? It's
Yep.
like the light one.
Gives each hero one intellect at the end of their
pretty,
turn. Yeah.
pretty wild.
Yeah. No, it's a good rip. That was a good rip. It was cool to see. And then
Give it to me for dead at all.
You can't.
You
You
can't.
can't play it in
What?
that at all.
What?
It's an
I'll
adjudicator
make it
scroll.
work.
Okay. Okay. Cliff.
Dadadol is the adjudicator. All right, she decides.
Is it
Fair
a
enough.
specialization? Weren't the scroll specializations for like,
No,
the
I don't
adjudicators?
think
No,
so.
they're
It
just
just
a-
says
it's just
adjudicator,
adjudicator
offhand,
offhand, yeah.
So like you can only use it in that class.
Yep.
Offhand to gain intellect with Shiana.
No, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think he also got
Oh.
I'm
a
excited
Smashing
to-
Good Time cold foil. Yep.
Excited
In
to
the
see the
first
new
one.
Yep.
Shiana cards coming out of this Gladiator set.
Yeah, I really. I hope
Shiana's like gonna become a threat pretty
No.
quick here, and it's
No,
gonna be
fuck her.
awesome.
I
Just
was-
watching Shiona roll people.
So I was talking to Kellen the other day at the shop, and I was thinking about it. If there is ever a time to do an adult Volta, this set might be it.
True.
Oh, dude, like a
I don't want.
gladiator
I don't want any old
guardian.
hero.
See, here's the thing. If you look
Nope.
at the lore back
Nope.
to it's classic battles, right? So it's going back to like warrior versus brute, right?
Do we know
Reinhardt
it's
versus
classic
Dory.
battles? What does it say that?
I feel like
What?
that's what
You
it's
just
got to
think it
be.
is.
I-
Okay,
yeah, I
yeah.
think that's what it's got to be. But will they reprint Glistening Steel Blade to make
Hey,
it
you
not a
actually-
$30
That
card?
actually I could see
That
them
would be a
doing
great idea. Now that they have the expansion slots,
Even
if
I
it
think
is
that's
like in
an
an
excellent
expansion,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah, even if it is like in an expansion slot or something, like this would be the set to reprint that card.
But
Yeah.
then what does it do to the value of classic battles?
Who tanks it probably?
Yeah. Because what else is
Wow,
worth?
there's no reason that classic battle should be as expensive as they are.
True.
That's
but
also true. Yeah.
I don't know.
Granted, you get one card in there that's worth anything, really.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was the intention of Classic Battles to start with.
No, it wasn't.
So
It was a good idea. I mean, I like the idea of like having a starter kit for 2
I
players.
think a glistening reprint would do a whole lot of good for all aspects.
yeah, if
of
we
it.
get a warrior, it would make sense.
Right. But
adult Volta.
some people say it's going to be Guardian
I don't know,
potentially,
dude.
but
When we start
Dude.
getting those adult Blitz heroes, I feel like they're gonna give them to all of them at once. Like they're just gonna give us a supplementary set, and they're gonna give us fucking
all
10 adult Blitz heroes. I mean, that alone will shake shit up, and they don't even have to design anything.
True.
Think about it. Like,
Could
what do
be
they have
a-
to design? for
I
that?
guess it could be adult KO.
They all exist with or you know,
the
you can
meta.
play them with existing card pools.
You
so,
just
like-
go
Oh my
based off the
God,
blitz.
Bailey, no.
meta.
Well,
I kind of want to see that.
I would love
Bailey,
that.
no.
I would love that.
CCKO, just
Yeah. Well, you probably
Turn
actually get to
zero
play them and like take
CC
damage.
hero.
You know.
yeah.
Get to take damage and like sit on your bad turns and like not just die from them, you know? I don't know.
Bro, that
How
could
did we
be
even start talking
such
about
just
this?
an explosive
I don't know. We just got into
deck.
heavy
Oh my
hitters,
God.
Oh, right.
But
Heavy hitters, that's what it's called.
on top of
Like
the PQ,
Guardians.
Well, you weren't here last week, Bailey. We talked a little bit about heavy hitters.
No, I was not. Yeah,
yeah.
I had to work again.
Yeah, we were taking like we were
Fucking
guessing what it would be about and stuff, and we thought maybe there'd be a
Gladiator.
gladiator in it. I think a lot of pods actually were kind of on the gladiator take.
yeah,
It's nice that we
Gladiator
record though on
be,
Sunday, and then like we hear like a lot of times we'll hear the pods, and I'm like, oh, we had that take, and it just seems like a lot of the takes kind of line up because
Yeah.
like there's not much going on in the game right now for news.
Gladiator even
But-
do like warrior like
I was thinking.
Guardian
No, here's what I was
crossover,
thinking. I was thinking they give you weapons that you put in your deck, Bailey. So it's like Teklo, where you have armor pieces, but instead of Teklo, or like with the evos, you get to play them from deck and build up your evos. You're building up like weapons, maybe, or like if you almost like an arrow in a ranger where you have to play it from arsenal. Let's say they give you a big ass club as a gladiator, you get to play it. It has go again, but then it breaks, and you can
Yep.
play another weapon from hand or something. So you're constantly like using all these weapons throughout your deck. Like I thought that'd be cool as fuck
That
for a
would be
gladiator, and it fits the theme. You know, they're like supposed to be
Versatile
multi-faceted
and-
and
then your reactions could deal with different types of weapons and things like that with like, pummels and your razor reflexes as in swords and
would those kind of reactions
clubs and
be as
hammers.
good though if you're not consistently on the same weapon type?
I don't know. I feel like the weapon would have to have an effect, like an on-hit effect.
Yeah.
Like
And I mean, like you
weapon
could make like the
specific
majestic
almost.
ones like fucking high cost,
Yeah.
12 attacks, where you pick up some big ass hammer and you. Well,
It
think
would,
about it. You could do that. You know?
throw a hammer for like
It'd
8
be really
damage or
cool.
something.
Well, yeah, whatever. And put
It'd
a.
be really cool if they did something like that. But like as an offhand, if they had a net,
Oh sure.
like the old gladiatorius,
Oh, yeah.
they could like throw a net and
Net
like,
with the trident, dude.
Like do something to like reduce or increase
It
the
like
cost
gives your
of the
next card
action or something.
overpower or something like that. That'd be
Yeah.
kinda cool.
I can see it. All right, well, we're going down a rabbit hole with
God,
heavy
we should
hitters
work
again.
on fucking LSS design teams. Let's go, boys.
But we also had a calling in Dallas happen.
Yeah, that just ended tonight. Our top 8 was 4 Dromai, 3 Lexi, and 1 Dash.
Jesus.
One
Old
old
dash.
dash.
Four
yeah.
dash.
Dromai?
Yep.
4 Dromai.
Who
yep.
took it? Which Lexi?
Dromai?
No
Yep.
way.
2 Dromais made it to the finals, and
She converted
Gui-
something?
Gui Cohen won. I believe that is how you say his name. On Dromai.
She converted finally?
Yeah. Well, 4 of them
Holy
did, and then
shit.
in the top 4, there was even
I suppose
there's
she
3
does
of them in
have
the
a
top
good
4.
matchup into Lexi.
Dude,
She's strong right now.
the tome helps her have like a absolute gas
Oh
turn.
yeah, I bet every
Like-
single one of these decks are playing the tome.
Oh yeah, they have to be. There's no way they're not. And I think the tome honestly is like meta breaking for Dromai.
I do think like there is a cost to playing the tome because you do require your deck to be more red line and just like
True.
yeah,
I feel like that's the way you want to play it though. Like,
Dromai?
I feel like you don't want to run a lot of blues. Like the only blues you want to run are for like your big dragons when you need to.
yeah. I remember at first when people were making the deck when she was first released, like the idea of like pitching a red to make the ash, that was so like on everyone's mind.
Yep.
All the first like iterations of Dromai were red line, and then people started to use a ton of blues for going wide big dragon or those
Yeah.
kind of chunkier Dromais. But it's nice to see her win one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Good to see her convert.
Lexi wins, then she's out. Like with that win,
Yeah.
if she would have,
She's goner.
I'm sure this last weekend with all the wins she got,
I
she'll
was
be outta
honestly
here, so-
hoping Icelander was going to take it. So she would have taken 100
Sure.
points there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Get her out of here.
No,
I'm sorry.
no, we do kind of just. I would like to get her out sooner rather than later. I want things to shake up.
Yep.
And I'm very interested to see what the next control deck becomes. Like I'm so like what even happens?
I think it's going to be -IO. Once people start, like, they lose the Icelander control aspects, I think they're going to go to -IO. Because there's a lot of pieces there that can really slow down someone's game.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah, well, get
Because
on it.
especially
Get
with
on
her
it, Cliff.
ability to...
Cliff's not a
fatigue
control
decks
player.
just ain't my thing. Nah, give me your throat.
Well, no, it's
I'm
not
coming for
fatigue,
it.
it's
I want blood.
Give me your throat.
Well, we'll see with heavy hitters. You never know.
Call for
I
the
mean, if we
Jesuit.
do get a Guardian, we could get a true control Guardian in heavy hitters. So.
I like the idea of adult
Like a
Volda,
real
or we
chunky
could
one?
we
Yeah.
could
Real
be getting the
defensive.
guy.
Yeah.
Could be getting the guy we've seen on like the Righteous Cleansing card
Oh.
because he's kind of got that
Oh.
spiky armor and stuff.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that same guy that's on
Mango.
Over
Oh,
us.
yeah.
I think
And-
we have his
and
name.
Pulverized.
His
Yeah.
name is available to us.
I think so.
Bailey, pull that shit up.
I think it's on Mangle.
Also, if you look at some of the brute cards, like you see the names, like Numbskull has Bam Bam, and it talks about a death match in the
Give
in the
us
cards.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam would be cool. The other one is I think it's like Nox the death match or something like that is his full name.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Okay, so it
so
is
we
on
could be getting
Mangle.
him.
I'm gonna fucking mangle his name is what I'm about to do. Jarl Vitroyoyi.
No.
Vitroyoyo.
No. That is no, there's no way.
No, it's got one of them.
Todd, pull that shit up.
It's got one of them fucked up O's that has like a symbol above
Isn't
it.
he on a Stamp Authority too or something like that? Like the
I think that's a different character. That's just like I think
at
that,
the table,
Yeah,
the
he-
aura where he's pounding.
Yeah, he's like stamping a.
Is that a different guy?
I think so. I don't think that's the same guy.
I thought it was.
I think it is a different guy.
Give us Volta.
That's what I'm saying.
I hope we don't get any.
All right,
Nah,
all right, hey
dude.
Josh,
I
go
I
ahead.
want a
Nah.
four
Go ahead
class.
and pronounce that.
Yeah.
The,
no,
the,
I'm
the
not-
first
I'm
one,
not doing
the
that.
first one's Jarl.
I'm gonna pull Ben Clifford, and
Let me
I'm
see.
not about
Let me
that.
try. Let me try. What is it?
Hey Cliff, we saw a beautiful Hanabi blaster.
His name is Jarl Vitradi. Or is that a O? Is that a D?
Is it a D?
It might be just a D.
I don't know. It's got a weird asterisk.
Vetriadi.
Of course, none of you
I don't
would
know, dude.
recognize the D.
You're right. That's
Ty
fucked
is so fixated on the D right now. No, okay, maybe it is like Vitradi. That'd be kind of cool.
up. Yeah, it actually like sounds like a real name.
Yeah.
Not whatever you were saying at first.
Well, I mean,
You wanna? I mean, we're already almost at about an hour here. I think. We can just kind of move into listener questions if you guys are ready to wrap it up. We did record late, guys. So if we sound a little sloggy and tired, it's because we are.
Oh, this is like early for me.
I know you guys. It is
Wow.
Sunday night for me. It is what going on 11 now, and I don't remember the last time I was up at
Yeah,
11.
I think
on
we
Sunday
have
night.
Yeah.
quite a few questions this week.
Yeah, I mean, we can sit here and talk probably
We can-
20 minutes.
I think we can get through a few of them. We're gonna have to do. This might be the first one where we have to like split them up between this one and
True.
the next episode.
Why don't you just? Go ahead and
I
pick
think
one?
let's go over Carter's question while we're still kind of on the topic of heavy hitters. So Carter asks, with heavy hitters, do you think we'll see the return of a 4-hero set? We haven't seen one since Monarch, and even that had like the crossover kind of cards with Shadow and Light. So do you think we'll see like a true Welcome to Wraith, Arcane Rising style 4-hero set with this?
Do I think we will? Pff, probably not, but I fucking hope so, dude.
I
hope
second
we
that.
do.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing, right? You do your Guardian as Volda, you do your Brute as like KO or something. Give us a new class.
No, we'd get a
with
new
the-
brute. We'd get a new brute.
Give us, yeah, well, it could be Bam Bam, I guess.
Bam Bam, yeah.
Give us the Gladiator, and then what do you fill the 4th slot with?
Warrior.
Is it a Warrior?
Yeah.
What is it? A new Warrior? Like you don't do a 3rd Dory.
Here's the problem
And
with
I
that,
don't think
though.
we see
You
Bolton.
do an adult at adult.
Well,
in the
here's the thing.
expansion
They did just drop the Dory sleeves with the new Dash IO or the Dash sleeves too, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. Are they pointing at something?
Josh is grasping at
But
straws
like, we
over
wouldn't.
here.
I don't think it would make
He wants
sense.
Warrior shit so bad.
I don't think it would make sense to do a
Make
third
Dory great
iteration
again.
of Dory, though.
I'm getting a hat that says that.
Make Dory great again.
Yeah.
You should, dude. Okay,
get
no, but
Dude, oh my god, thinking back to it, a manga hat with like "Make Azalea Great Again" during the dark days of Ranger would have been so great.
I would have rocked the shit out of that thing, dude. Playing her all the time, getting my fucking ass kicked. Oh my goodness. But yeah, going back to his question, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the problem I see with the scenario you guys just said with the Brute, the Guardian, the Warrior, whatever, and let's say Gladiator. So like the only thing excited or that's going to excite people, not the only thing, because you have those Guardian players, those Warrior players. There's one class that's new. If they keep drip feeding us this one new class every few sets, I mean, you're going to see what you're seeing now with like the numbers dwindling. And just a sidebar, there was a 24 player pro quest to start our season off this year. That's
True.
super fucking small.
24, and then we had 26
for our
at
first
this
one to
Yeah.
open up at, and like it was in a local, pretty central area. That's like the
CC
shop.
too.
Yeah, CC. That's what people want to play. Our draft had more players than it, than our CC.
Partially our fault. We could.
Oh, that's true. I mean, we had like a ton of us.
we used
that
to
were,
bring
were
like
supposed
8
to go.
guys.
No,
like,
I know,
yeah.
but like, I mean, you go to our normal RTNs, our normal PQs, they're 40 plus players. They're always
True.
almost maxed out. I mean, the one tournament we fucking drove to, we got kicked. We got
Kicked out. Yeah, didn't even
showed
make
up
it.
too late. But yeah, it just
Was that last season?
Yeah, that was last season. Yeah, I think if they give us the one new class and then they give us like, I mean, old Welcome to Wraith hero support, like how many people are using those heroes really right now? Like Warrior Brute, not a lot. There's a ton of Guardian players right now because of Lexi, right? I think a lot of those players are just playing Guardian though because it's good right now. How many actual Guardian stands are there? Bravo stands? I don't know.
You think about it, like we don't have that many more Guardians left, and I know
you're right. I mean,
pre-plan this, so I don't know if it's like giving Guardian more support or not. But if you just look at it, LSS really talks about how they like the format of Outsiders. So this is my prediction about it: that they're gonna have one adult, like they did in Outsiders, where it was like Azalea. I guess Riptide was an adult as well, but like Benji, Katsu, Arachne, Yuzuri, and then Azalea, Riptide. I think they're gonna have a 6 hero set, but have 2 in the class.
I think if
3 classes.
Yeah, they could. That worked really well in Outsiders.
I mean, a lot of people like the draft format with that. So
It did feel very like good to draft.
Yeah, having the option of 6 heroes was like something new that I wouldn't be mad at that. I just, again, give us 4 new classes, 4 new heroes, 4 new classes, and give them all to us at the same fucking time, and have generics in the set. Like, give us an actual Welcome to Wraith with actual new classes, with actual generics and generic M's that are good.
True.
Like that will excite
bring
people.
back the staples. Like you got to start bringing some of those back, where they're giving you like.
Dude, you
E-strikes.
could even reprint an E-Strike and a Command and Conquer in this type of set. Like you really could,
You could.
Well, especially E-Strike.
Well, I think it would be probably more so CNC, to be honest. E-Strike's still probably a $20, $30 card.
Yeah.
CNCs are,
Still
still
because I
pushing
wasn't thinking
fucking
like
60,
cost
70.
wise, more like theme wise.
Well,
It is
even-
kind of like
well,
a
yeah, I get
Welcome
that.
to Wraith-ish set.
Yeah, you're right.
I do want to say congrats to LSS coming up on year 4, or just past year 4 and coming up on year 5. Like, congrats to you guys. You guys have done a great job. I'm excited to see where you go.
It's kind of crazy to think like we've been playing the game for so long.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It does feel like we just started playing this game, dude.
Oh, it still feels like I just started.
We've been
Yeah.
playing for years now. It's kind of crazy. But yeah,
Congrats.
we can move on to a different question. Let's
Thank
see.
you for the question, Carter.
We can kind of dissect Dylan's question. I'll try to read this and go through as best I can. In an event that's team unified Flesh and Blood, basically you have the 3 players. All 3 decks can't share any cards. So, for example, if Lexi had like Art of War, no other deck can have Art of War. And that same goes for like Null Rune and stuff. So he's talking like he's been thinking a lot about like old Magic, Team Unified stuff where all of your decks cannot share a single copy of a card.
Yep.
And you play 3 against 3. So he's basically asking what would be our picks and like what heroes would go where and like how would we make our team if that were a format and if it would be a good format if we would like it. I think it would be fucking sweet. I think it would be challenging as hell to make
fun.
the 3 decks though.
You would
Because imagine like you have to put Tunic in a deck and no other deck can use Tunic. And then what do you do with Null?
You have to
That's-
space
yeah.
it out between people.
Well, yeah, or you like maybe pick a ranger. All the ranger stuff has arcane barrier, right? So then you can kind of sacrifice. You don't need to give the ranger null, maybe, and then
Yep.
you can have
Yeah.
like the guardian who needs null, maybe.
I feel like for that format, like you know how you do team sealed and you still sit in the same line and then you get your matchup. Like you would have to be able to like change your matchup to like the other players on the other side. If
No,
you get what I mean.
you pick
No,
ABC.
you still
Really?
do.
You pick
yeah.
ABC, and then that's your
What
player
if-
in the middle is always stays in the middle. That's like your captain, sort of in those events. We actually need to do another
We
team
need to do
seal.
another,
I know we
yeah.
keep fucking saying it, dude, and this actually might be the format for it, dude. This sealed
Dash
format.
and-
Well, because imagine all the sweet decks you could actually make with
Dash, Max, and
all 3 of the
Techno,
decks are going to
yeah.
be strong and fun.
sharing cards and being able to
just build the-
optimize your
yeah.
deck with.
But back to
9
his question
packs.
with the CC, what do you guys think for hero wise? I feel like Ranger would be a good pick for one of them. You could play
Ranger.
like Art of War, would be a good M, and then maybe like a Guardian.
Guardian.
Yep. Bravo.
What do you do for the 3rd slot then?
I feel like you have to go.
Something that utilizes Tunic.
I guess like Bravo,
Icelander.
Lexi.
Yeah, Wizard would be
Yeah.
good. I
Just
suppose
for
though-
like arcane damage
Yeah.
to like threaten to make sure that player has
Yeah. Yeah, see that's the whole like intrigue
because like
of
only
format
one
like
deck
this.
can run Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
wow,
right.
Yeah.
See, there's so many like cool like.
interactions that can go on in it. I do like it, but
Yeah, good question this week, Dylan. I mean, I could definitely see them doing something like that as
True.
just like even a side event or something at Worlds or some,
I hope with more draft
I think
sets,
they're just not as big for like a Team Unified type of thing.
I hope with more draft sets coming out that we get more like team sealed events. Like that would be so much fun. Do like almost like a Battle Harden. Like more of them actually. I know they've done it, but like do more. I'd love to do one. I wanted to go to the one for the Uprising release,
Yeah.
but couldn't make it.
Yeah, where was that?
Vegas.
No, okay, that was the Vegas one.
Yep. All right. Any other questions on there, Mister?
Yeah, let's do
Sir
a couple
Ty.
more here.
Let's do Sean's real quick here while we're on the topic of like drafts and whatnot. Sean asks, for drafting bright lights, what is the minimum number of items you're able to run in a deck that is not Dash IO?
Probably maximum would be the better way to ask
Yeah.
it. Yeah. What are the maximum number of items you run in a non-dash deck in draft? Well, I've ran to the max. In max, 2, I think. I ran 2 was the max.
Oof, yeah. You
I
can have more than
ran-
that.
I just believe in the 3 block in this format.
I agree.
That's my whole take
I
on it, man.
The value
had
on
And
that.
if you're not like getting that slot to be a red boom grenade, then get the fuck out of here.
I think I had
Oh,
6.
no.
I think I had 6 in our last draft. Even that felt like almost too much. Even running
Well,
40
you were
cards.
playing dash though too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like 6, that's probably fine. Like 6,
6
to
for
8,
dash
8,
is
yeah,
good, but I feel if I were running max or Teklo, like
Mm-hmm.
6-7 items would have been too much.
I think the max you can run in both of the decks as in Teklo and Max is like 2.
Yeah.
Like 2 to 3 even at
Especially in
most.
Teklo, like you have to have room for your Evo.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Ben, they don't block. Teklo doesn't want that.
God, you guys.
Play
Yeah,
more
I
drafts.
can get
Play more
Teklo.
drafts.
I can get.
I don't
Teklo.
even
What I
think
don't
Max
get
wants
is
that many
Max.
items outside of like some hyperdrivers and whatnot.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, because he can make use of the penetration shots and backup protocol. Red and yellow is super helpful, actually, especially
I
if you
see
can
that.
get that engine going for hyperdriver. Because then you just run free costs, 1 cost, and the cards like Jumpstart that discount themselves based on hyperdrivers. You just run those, and then with the resource you float from that, you break your backup protocols to go get free cards to play. And all of those are being buffed up by cards like Penetration Shot.
I will
Yeah,
say
I
backup
guess-
protocols are an absolute house of an item in limited.
I
Being
feel
able to
like they're
recur-
mostly a limited card, though.
True.
You think
I mean,
so?
just fatigue gameplay. I mean, I feel like that's a sideboard for fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really does just give you like that extra card on a turn cycle, right? That you like really need sometimes.
That's what beat me in the draft today. But he had a yellow backup protocol and pulled one back and was able to block 3 with it because he instanted.
Yep.
That's wild.
That's the other nice thing about that.
Right, you're like turning the card into a block, sort
Yeah.
of. Wow,
guess,
yeah, that
yeah.
card
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
I've done that in a couple games with Max.
So maybe that card is
There's
just
a
worth
lot
it.
of usage.
Yeah, maybe it's just totally
Yes,
worth
it is. You pitch a blue item and go get a 3 block if you have to, or when it's your turn, you either play
guess
that
maybe I
item
just-
or use it to start the turn.
Misunderstanding it then. I don't know.
Well, you pay into it, and then you get to return an attack action
Yeah.
of the color, I think, right?
Yeah, it's of the color.
Yeah, of the color.
Yeah.
Because also you've got with Max, you're most likely running Teklo Foundry Heart, and you're always going to have at least one hyperdriver. You pay that resource into Teklo, and then you use those two to break your backup protocol for just another free attack, like I was saying.
I will say the script is also a house. The megahertz
Which
script,
one?
the yellow one, where it gives your attack actions go again, actually.
Why? That card is so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
I don't
He's
mind
been
it.
he's been talking to me about this card fucking
don't
for
mind it.
2 days.
I don't mind it.
That
I
card's
really
a
don't
trap.
mind it.
I think over that one, like if you're gonna go with any,
Is
of
it a
the
zero
script,
cost at
the,
least?
Yeah.
Okay.
The autosave script.
Can you crank it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
The autosave script looks like an amazing card. in
Yeah,
Teklo.
no, autosave script seems
Pretty
pretty,
good,
alright. It basically just gives all of your like mech stuff the overloop effect of if it hits, just send it to the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
we're-
is that which is the one that gives Mechanologist actions +1 defense? Because I thought that was the
I think that's
autosave
security
script.
script.
Oh, yep, I think you're right. Because that's an item that I think should be in a Teklo deck. That item seems gas in Teklo.
I guess it depends on.
Because
how
then you
many
just
actions and
block
stuff
with
you're
your
running
evos
versus-
for 4. All of your evos are actions. So it's buffing all the defense on your evos when you block with them from hand.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you
I didn't even
scrap
think
them to
about
banish
blocking
and play
from
'em.
your
But I
hand.
guess
Yeah.
I,
There was a time where a guy played the card where you can't block with equipment, and I tried to block from hand with an equipment, and he's like, "You can't block with equipment," and I was like,
Yeah, it's
You're
an
right.
equipment action.
"Yeah, dude, it's weird. The format's still
Oh,
like
that
we're-
also turns off of that also turns the demi hero off from blocking. Interesting.
oh yeah,
because
Yeah.
it does say equipment on the bottom. Yeah,
That is
You're
true.
right.
Oh shit. Because if you can break him, you can also be like, nah, you can't block with your, 6 battle worn guy.
I will
Nah.
say, maybe we can kind of just end it after this or soon here. I just kind of last note with Teklo, talking about Teklo. I don't know if that deck's gonna be good. Well, no, I think it will have a time. I just don't think it's right now.
No.
I think every time I've been able to Singularity, I've been really fucking close to dying, and then like I can never leverage the actual power of the transformed guy,
Yeah.
of Teklo or Mekro, whatever you want to call him.
Mekro or Meklovasin.
Meklovasin, that's it. Yeah, that's the one I was searching
Yep.
for. Thank you, Josh.
No, I think we had our predictions
We were
wrong.
just very excited about him, and dude, like he seems so strong on the face.
He seems
of it.
so cool.
Yeah.
Like you say, draw a card on a hero ability, everyone's gonna be like, okay, what the fuck? What
Yep.
is- But yeah, I just think he has some glaring holes, and until Arcane leaves the format, and even after it does, do you think that like the format will never have Arcane heroes in it again?
I feel like you almost have to.
No, like they're gonna be there, and Kane will always. I mean, not always, but he's still there.
Yeah.
So that's like an auto loss. You have to kind of take that matchup on the
Yep.
chin and just say I lose that matchup.
Yep.
But then like there will be other heroes that have Arcane, like your Rune Blades and like your,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want him to be good though. He seems so fun. I love, like you always say, to
Yep.
build your deck up. You're playing almost. You're starting.
Backwards. You're playing backwards.
You're starting you're starting naked basically.
Yeah.
And then you put on all this gear and armor to.
It definitely teaches you how to play at the beginning of the game too, to like really understand the end of a game.
Yeah, you're
Truly.
playing to the end game in
Yes,
the deck
you're
for sure. Yeah.
Truly understanding the end game, and that can definitely help you. So I wouldn't say it's a bad deck to play, just for like learning aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But right now in the meta, I don't think he's gonna.
Not
do
right
much,
now.
no.
No. I still have the deck built and I'm gonna play him and shit.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be Dash. That's gonna hit the meta the best. Just
So?
because
Old
of
Dash or new Dash?
new Dash.
Really?
I think she can be played as semi aggro with playing certain items like your boom grenades.
Mm-hmm.
If you're able to plan it out where you can like, even like what I'm saying with the megahertz script, where you play a megahertz script, so then you can actually look at the top of your deck, like from hand or whatever, crank it. You have your zipper hit, paying 1 blue, boom grenading off the top, 14 damage with
You
1
didn't have to
blue.
boost anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Symbiosis shot because you can crank it up with 2 items being played.
Sure.
So you can still shoot 2 after.
Yeah.
So 16 damage with 1 blue. That value is great.
Yeah,
I guess if we're living in a perfect world, yeah.
He loves his megahertz script, dude. I don't know why.
I think it's a good card.
I've fallen in love with Boom Grenade. I
Yeah,
really have.
me too. Actually, that card's pretty sweet, dude.
Well, Ty, also think about this. With data, when you boost a card off the top, the card hasn't hit yet. So if you boost your Boom Grenade off, you bring it in, you can use it on the attack that boosted it off.
Mm.
That's
And
very true. Wow.
When I was playing test hands, I got 3 of them out in 1 turn due to Teklo Foundry and the couple
Jeez.
boost cards with a penetration shot out.
Wow.
So they all had +1, and then I had all these boom grenades threatening. And since I don't have to crank them to get them out, they just enter. They have a steam counter on them. So that threat folds over into the next turn along with the penetration shot. And that's not including if I get the other shit out for her. At one point, I had like so many items out, it was nuts.
That's crazy.
The deck feels sneaky.
That does kind of remind me. I don't know why I was just reminded of this, but there was some sneaky thing I learned about Teklo. If you block with one of his blade break equipment, and then like during like the resolution step,
You equip over it.
Yeah, you can. But well, like even if you equip another card like after you block, if that card has blade break, it won't break. It will like it will miss the window that it would have blocked, which then triggers the blade break or something. I guess the judge explained it to me better, but there's a window for you
Well, doesn't
to.
Blade Break happen when the combat chain closes?
Yes, but and that's what I said, and then that's when he told me like there's the window where that like matters.
It would have to be a base though, wouldn't it?
No, no. There's other blade break stuff, like
Yeah, but if you blade break, doesn't it break the Protoss?
well, that's what I'm saying. To prevent that from happening, if you instant speed Evo put something on top of it, it just becomes a new card, and then the blade break doesn't matter. And even if the card you put on top of it has blade break, it still doesn't break, according to the judge that I talked to today. So it's like this
So
crazy, sneaky.
I'm going to take a crack at explaining that. The reason it probably doesn't resolve the blade break is because you're changing the text of the card into the card you're putting over it. So even though like it triggered the blade break when that card had that text in that,
It's like it's
When you
a
play
Yeah, it's a
totally new
completely
card.
different card.
That
you
actually
wipe the
never
slate
blocked.
clean.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, it is
Yes.
blocking, but it never blocked.
Yeah,
I think is kind of the way that the rules see it. But
makes sense.
yeah, some sneaky stuff. Had crazy fun today. You know, not happy with the result, but
No.
I've been
Still
a
had
lot.
fun.
Yeah, like I've been.
Shout out Dumpster Cat for hosting.
Yeah.
Did a great
Also,
job.
we got to play in the pizza parlor again, so that was cool. They're attached to a pizza joint right next to them, and
Lot more space this time
yeah,
than last time.
yeah, it's true. I will say though, just to kind of cap things off, like it's been a pleasure. I'm happy that you guys are always like down to come to the competitive events. I am a lot less. I take them a lot less serious nowadays than I used to. which is like actually good for my fucking like mental space and like
Yep.
like driving back to today with Sean, there was like not an ounce of like animosity or saltiness or reminiscing about which game I lost and how I lost it. There was none of that.
Yep.
It was just like me and him shooting the shit, and like I would have loved a top 8. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
always my goal to top 8 or try to get a win or get that gold foil, but like. Just even starting the pod and just having my daughter, born last,
Yep.
year, just like kind of, it's really helped
Opens up the house,
reevaluate
yeah.
like my love for Fab and like what matters and like
Yep.
winning these tournaments. That's not really why I play the game. I play the
No.
game because it's fucking
It's
my
fun.
friends. Yeah,
It's
you
awesome.
guys. Yeah. So yeah, dude.
Well, hey, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad, I'm glad that you. I mean, we all had fun today.
Yeah.
We always do. Bailey, we missed you today.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He was
I
sleeping.
was out partying the night before and didn't get home until like 4 a.m.
Holy fuck, dude.
Oof.
Can't remember the last time I was up till 4.
Yeah.
Oof.
I woke up at like 1 p.m. and I was like, oh. Saw that like
You have to get to the
Sean
next one with
and
us.
Josh called, and I was like,
Hopefully Ben could even maybe make that trip and come down for the next
Yeah,
one, so all 4 of us can get in there.
2 weekends from now.
Yep. 2 weeks.
Shit,
Alright.
maybe by then
2
we can get
weekends
some
from now?
shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get your ass down here, Cliff.
All
2
right, boys.
weekends from now should be my weekend off. So
Hey.
we'll see.
Let's go, Cliff.
Bring
Let's go.
Riptide.
BDE Unite.
Bring
Hey,
Rick
maybe
down. I'm
we'll
bringing
have our,
Datadog,
let's bring-
motherfucker.
let's
It's
bring
a
all of our
CC.
Datadog.
It's
Let-
a CC.
It is CC. It's CC in a draft.
Aww.
Let's all bring our big decks together for some energy.
Maybe we'll have our BDE shirts by then.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
hopefully.
I'll get Max out and we can just start cranking it out over it. All 4 of us. It'll be a good time.
Oh Lord.
Jesus.
Good God.
All right, on that note, I think we should get out of here,
Yeah,
boys. huh?
let's sign off.
All right, well, thank you guys for tuning into episode 12 of Big Deck
Are
Energy.
you guys sure? I still got lots more.
No.
No.
I'm
No,
ready to just fall asleep on this table, Cliff.
I think you gave us our cold open somewhere in there with a comment about Data Doll or something.
True.
I wonder what else she can fit.
Yeah, that is what he said too.
No,
Well-
something about incompatible circuitry.
Off of Cliff loving Dad at all for some reason. Check out our Twitter. Hopefully we'll post there and we'll have a link in the bio. We'll also have a link to our Discord. We are also on Apple Podcasts now, so catch us on there if you don't have Spotify. But thank you for tuning in and catch us next week. Signing out.
See ya.
See ya.